guys, welcome back. In today's video, I have a tutorial for this mini album. In a previous video, I gave you a flip through these albums. So I want to start with the materials I'm gonna use. This time, I'm gonna use white cardstock. For this album, I used the craft cardstock from the same brand. But today I am gonna be using this collection from Echo Park. This is Our Story Matters, and I thought it was gonna look better with the white cardstock. Another thing I'm gonna be using are magnets. This is the brand I use, but I use the small magnets. I don't have more magnets, so I'm gonna link another option on the description box that I like to use as well, but these are my favorite. I'm gonna use 2 pieces of chipboard of 5 by 7 for my covers, and for the spine 1 3/4 by 7. I'm also gonna link on the description box the cutting guide for this album. It's gonna link you to my coffee shop. If you wanna purchase the cutting guide, you can print it out and have your papers cut before starting the tutorial. It's just if you want that convenience. But if you don't want to purchase the cutting guide, I'm still gonna be mentioning all the measurements during the video. I already shared in previous videos the process of the covers, so I'm gonna do this off camera and then I'll show you how to make the hinges. For the hinges, I need a paper of 5.5 by 6 3/4. And on the 5.5 side, I'm gonna score at 1 3/4, 2 1/8, 2.5, 3 3 3/8, 3 3/4, and I'm gonna fold on the second line, and then I am going to fold these together. Then I skip this line, and then the second I'm gonna fold it and I join them together. Okay. Now I'm gonna glue the back. Okay. On the back, I'm gonna glue this. And, okay. And, okay, just like that. And then I press it down. Then this other one, I add the glue, remove the excess, and press it down. Okay, so these are the hinges. I added a lot of glue. Okay. I'm gonna bring my covers here, and now I'm gonna glue the back of my hinges and put it on the spine. Okay, I'm just trying to remove the excess, and now I'm gonna place this in the middle. Okay, I think that's the center, and I'm gonna press it down here really well. Make sure is well glued to my paper, to my covers. And here, those areas are important to glue them really well. And I like to use this bone folder. This is from the envelope punch, but I like that it has this pointy thing, but it is not too pointy that can damage my paper. So I'm gonna fold and at the same time press with my bone folder to help my paper to fold easily. I'm gonna do the same in here. I found the line and then I press, and at the same time I fold my cover, and we have our hinges ready. Okay, so our cover is ready, and now as you can see my spine in here, I have 1/2 inch between these two pages, and in here I have this one, I think is 5/8. That's because I'm gonna add a lot of things in here, and on the back is gonna be my waterfall. So with the waterfall and the ribbon that I want to add and the papers that I'm gonna add in here, I want enough space between my cover and my pages. So now I'm gonna start with the signature pages. I'm gonna need two papers of 9.5 by 7 1/4, and on the 9.5 side I'm gonna score at 4 3/4, and then I'm gonna turn my paper to the 7 1/4 side, and I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch. I'm gonna do the same with this one, 4 3/4, then turn the paper and 1/2 inch. Okay. Now I'm gonna fold this one in half. Make sure the corners are aligned, even though you scored your use the scoreboard. It is good to just check that. And now here I'm gonna cut this corner in here. I'm gonna miter the corner, so this is gonna be the top of my page, because I'm gonna glue this one and attach this together. So I'm gonna cut the rest. This part I don't need it, so I'm just gonna cut this one. My ruler is, I don't know why, it never happened before, but lately, I don't know if it is that it is losing ink. I don't know, I wipe it. Okay. I'm gonna cut here. Okay, I don't need that part. And then I'm gonna attach these two. So I'm gonna miter the corners here again. And let's do the same with this one. Fold this one in half. Okay. And then miter the corners. Fold this top. And then we can cut the excess. Okay. Alright. So this one here. And where's my glue? I'm gonna glue this top. That's my first signature page. Okay, I'm gonna do the same with this one. Okay, so these are my two signature pages. I'm gonna call these A, B, A, B. All right. Now I'm gonna need two pieces of 4.5 by 5.5, and on the 4.5 side, I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch. Same in this one. I'm gonna put these two in here, and I'm also I'm gonna need 4 papers of 4/1/8 by 6/3. 2 of these papers don't need any score line, so I'm gonna put them here, and the other 2 papers I'm gonna score on the 6/3 side at 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Okay. Now I'm gonna glue these pieces. Let's bring all together. These first 2 pieces, I'm gonna fold them and miter the corners. And also these other 2, I'm gonna fold these 2 with the score line and miter the corners. So these are one of the inserts. So first I'm gonna work with this one. I'm gonna bring my signature pages, and this is gonna be the A side of the first signature page, and I'm gonna attach this one here. So I'm gonna take my glue, add the glue on this top, and let's see, this is gonna be my guide, the grid of my mat, and just try to put it in the center. You don't really need to measure that. Okay. Same with the other signature page. Okay, so this is the first page and the second page. Now I'm gonna take these 4 pieces. These are the inserts. So I'm gonna take one with the tab and one that it doesn't have any score line, and I'm gonna add glue on the tab. And then glue these. Okay. Let's repeat that on this one. Go in here on the top. I don't want to add too much glue, but then sometimes I don't put enough. Less glue is better than more if you want a clean work. And also sticks better than adding a lot of glue. Okay. So this is the thing. I have these two pieces on my signature pages. These are gonna be the inserts. So the short part is gonna go inside my my signature page, and then this will go on top. Now I'm gonna need two pieces of 5¾ by 3, and these are gonna be scored differently. So on the first one, on the 5¾ side, I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch, then 5¼ and I'm gonna turn this and score at 1/2 inch. This is gonna be one of the pockets. This one is gonna be a little bit different. On the 5¾ side, I'm gonna score 1/2 inch, then 5¼ and on this side, I'm gonna score at 3/4. Right there. Now I'm gonna miter the corners of the pocket, so I'm gonna make a cut in here, then this side, and this pocket has a larger tab. Okay, so before we fold this, we are not gonna fold this larger tab. I'm just gonna fold the sides on this one, and then cut in here. And on this one, I'm gonna fold on the 3 sides. All right, and cut in here. Okay, now I'm gonna bring my envelope punch, and I'm gonna fold these tabs here, and I'm gonna make a notch at, if you have the envelope punch, of course. If not, you can use something else, but I'm gonna make a notch at 2/3/8, and here is the 3/8. So I'm gonna put my paper there and then press it down. Same with this one. I'm gonna fold these sides, then go on the 2/3/8 and then press it down. Okay, and I'm gonna bring my signature page. So this is the A side, this is gonna be the B side, and I'm gonna take this out. So this one goes here. I'm gonna take the pocket with the small flap, and then I'm gonna attach my pocket. First, I'm gonna start with this flap, and I'm gonna put this one on top, and just like that, and press it down. And I'm gonna take some tape again, because this is a very small pocket and I want everything to go all the way down when I put any insert. And now I can close the pocket. Right there. And close it. Okay. Now with this other piece, I'm just gonna add glue on these two sides, and then I'm gonna slip this tab. So I'm just gonna slide this in here, and this score line that I didn't fold is just gonna be a guide to know where to stop. So, but this is a guide for me, so I know that this is where my next pocket begins. So let's add some glue in here. And I learned this technique from, let me see if I can remember her name. I'm so bad at names, but I liked it because in the original album, in the one that you saw on my social media or the one that I showed before, I used the craft paper. It is the same paper from Recollections, but on the like craft paper, and it's a little bit thicker. And when I put the two pockets together, it just made a lot of bulk, and I didn't like it. So this way we avoid having that bulk, and I like that. So this is the A side and the B side ready. Now I'm gonna need one piece of 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and on the 2 1/4 side I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch. Also, I'm gonna need another piece of 3.5 by 6 3/4, and on the 3.5 side I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm gonna bring my other signature page. This is the A side, and on the back side of that page I'm gonna attach these two pieces. First I'm gonna fold the score lines and then I'm gonna miter the corner on the two pieces, and I'm gonna take this one out again, and now this piece is gonna be on this side and this other piece will go on this other side. Okay, so let's start for the bigger piece. And here, sometimes when we cut the paper, sometimes one side can be larger than the other. So here I have enough space, but here in the top, I see that this kind of overlap. So I'm gonna take my trimmer and I'm gonna just trim a little bit. I think it was just from the top side that it was overlapping. So I'm just gonna cut a tiny, I'm gonna make a tiny cut. See if that is enough, not much. I'm gonna take a little bit from the other side. Sometimes when I do it, it is not necessary to put anything. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's good. And Okay, now I have another piece. This paper is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I have this corner chomper. This is super old. I don't think they make them anymore. There are many options now. I'm gonna cut it. It makes a cut like this, and I'm gonna cut all my corners. You could round your corners. So I'm gonna bring the magnets I have. So I need 2 here, 2 in here, 2 and 2. Okay, I'm gonna cut 4 pieces. The other magnets, I like that they have already the sticky tape. So I just want to make sure that my magnet doesn't go past this flap, and also to have enough space for my pattern paper. So from here to here, I have a space for my magnets. Okay, I don't usually do that, measure like that, but I just wanted to show you and be clear on where will be the best place to put them. I just added 1 magnet on top of each of the ones I had before. And now I'm gonna add double-sided tape again. And now, let's see, here is where I want. Okay, if you're not sure if you are putting it on the right place, don't press it too hard. Just check first if, okay, I think it, yes. Check first if this is not gonna pass the pattern paper once you put it. Probably I just need to remove a little bit of the backing. Okay. And yeah, now you can press it down. And now we just need to cover these with pattern paper and also these 2 sides to cover our magnets. Now I'm gonna need 4 pieces of cardstock of 5 1/4 by 6 3/4, and on the 5 1/4 side I'm gonna score all of them at 1/2 inch. So and this one and this, okay. And now I'm gonna fold all of them and miter the corners. So we are going to glue this piece, one of the pieces, on top of the other, and then this one will go with this one. So we will have like 2 books. Okay, I have these pieces ready, and these are gonna go on the back of my front cover. So I'm gonna put this one like this. Then this is gonna be like another page, then this one and this one. And then on the back, I will have my tabs. I'm gonna add glue in here and then bring my covers and put them like this. Okay, but I'm gonna add my pattern paper first. So I'm gonna save this for later, and I'm gonna start working with the waterfall. I'm gonna need 4 papers of 4¾ by 4¾ and I'm gonna score each of them at 1/2 inch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We also need one piece of 9/1/16 by 4¾ and you're gonna see why I choose that measurement. We are going to score at 4¼ so I'm gonna fold all my pieces. So these 4 pieces are gonna be my waterfall. These are gonna go like this, and then this one in here. Okay, now I have all my pieces ready, and I want to show you how this is gonna go on the album. Remember this piece that has the 2 flaps on the back? This is gonna go inside of my front cover. Then we have our 2 signature pages. First the one with the pockets, and then this one with the magnets. These are gonna go like this, and then at the end we have the waterfall. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the papers I want for each page, and I'll be right back to show you what are we gonna do next. I already cut all my pattern paper and I started gluing some of the paper. I am going to continue doing that, and also to cover the magnets that I have in here with the pattern paper. I also saved some of the paper for my covers, and what I thought is to use this ribbon. I really liked how this looks for this collection, so I thought on adding this ribbon, and instead of putting the ribbon on my chipboard, I want to use one of the 2 of the eyelets, one for the front and for the back. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and then we can assemble our album. Okay, I already glued this paper onto my cover, and I cut these other pieces that I want to put on the back. These were one of the scraps that I had, and I thought these together were gonna look really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue. I want to show you how I'm gonna add my eyelet. So here I want my eyelet in the middle, so it should be at 3½. So I'm gonna put a mark in here, and I'm gonna use my crocodile. So I'm gonna put the crocodile where I put my mark. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my ribbon, and I'm gonna pass the ribbon through the hole. kind of give it the look that I want, and also in the back, so something like this, so when I put my paper, it doesn't make a lot of bulk. It will happen. Where's my eyelets? Okay, I'm gonna put my eyelet next. Okay, something like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna press the eyelet. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut my ribbon, and I am not a good judge of how much ribbon I need. So I'm gonna cut here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side. I put the ribbon in both sides, and now I'm just gonna cut the excess of the ribbon in both sides. Now I'm gonna bring all my pieces, and I just realized that I didn't cut these corners. I usually cut them before I put the hinges on my album, but we are gonna cut here this in an angle, and it's better if we do this before we attach the hinges, but I forgot. So if you have scissors that are pointy like these ones, is not a problem. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to start with the cover. So it is important that we put this paper like this. This one is gonna go first, and this, and this, and then we can just glue it. Okay, so I'm gonna add glue on my tabs. Okay, and I'm gonna do this to make sure they are in the same level, and then I can find the spot for my pages. Okay, I'm gonna burnish it down, and I need to be careful with this side just because my eyelet is right there. And I was hesitating if putting the eyelet or not, because I was gonna add this one here, but we need to try, right? That's how we learn if things work or not. Okay, and here I saved this paper to put in here. So probably I'm gonna add double-sided tape, and this pattern paper is gonna cover this one. I'm gonna do that later. And now I'm gonna glue this page. Let's see. This is the first one. Yes, this is the next one. So I'm gonna add glue on my hinges. I'm gonna add glue in here and in this side, and then I'm gonna place my page. Now I'm gonna put this one here. I'm gonna open this and then I'm gonna place this one on top. And okay, just right there. And it goes not all the way down because this is gonna get glued after the score line. So now I can press down here, finish it down, and then the other side. Okay. And now I'm gonna do the same with my other page. Let's open this one, and then put it here. Okay, and I can finish it down. And if there's any glue in here, I can just wipe it. And then open this side and burnish it down as well. Okay, so we have our 2 pages ready. For my waterfall, I'm gonna use this seam binding to hold the waterfall. So I'm gonna add glue in the center and then attach the seam binding. And let's see, this is 5, I think at 2.5, like here is where I'm gonna add my seam binding. So I'm gonna add some glue. I hope you can see this line. Here is where I am going to start adding the paper for the waterfall. I'm gonna add some glue in here. And then this is going to be where I'm gonna start adding my first paper. And now I'm gonna burnish it down here. Then I'm gonna take my next paper and I'm gonna go like that with each paper. Add glue on the top. And then my next paper will go in here. And the mistake I did in here is that I mitered the corners of this waterfall, and I shouldn't do that. But I noticed that after I already had all my pattern paper glued, so just remember when you are doing yours, don't miter the corners, and that will make it easier to put the next flap after the other, because those corners help as a guide for the next one. And now let's go with our next paper. Okay. So I'm bringing this down to make sure that this is aligned. And if you don't miter your corners, it'll be easier to put them one next to the other. But I made that mistake, and now I need to find a way to fix that. I'm gonna put a note on the tutorial. So when you are doing this part, when you're cutting this paper, I'm gonna put there to not miter the corners. Okay. Otherwise, it could be a little bit challenging. Okay, that is good. Now I can press it down. Okay, this is gonna be my last piece, and I'll glue all these pieces in here. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna open this and burnish it down. And here. Okay, so I'm gonna close the waterfall, and this is ready. I am done. Okay, see, I always put a lot of ribbon. I need to cut a little bit. And I hate that because this ribbon is so cute and I don't want to waste ribbon. Probably I can save these pieces for the cut parts, for the inserts that I'm going to put in here. I finally decided to grab one of the chipboard pieces with white cardstock to give it a little bit of dimension, and then I'm going to add the one of the cut parts. I'm also going to try to find another elements that I can add on my cover, probably from the sticker book. And also I wanted to show you these are some cut parts from the collection. On the cutting guide you're gonna find the measurements if you wanna add these cut parts. This is just optional. This is a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I put that size because it's usually the size that the cut parts are, but also this collection had some other cut parts that I thought I could use. So this is completely optional. You can just cut your white cardstock according to the elements that you want to add. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and finish some of the details for this album and add some embellishments. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed, and see you in the next one. Bye.